Hello guys, it's Loconte19 here, and this video is going to be a non-scripted video, and I'm just going to talk about my life with Dragon Ball. I think it is quite interesting, so guys, if you like it, please let me know your stories in the comments down below. So now let's just begin. Well, I found Dragon Ball when I was around 6 years old. So guys, you have to keep in mind that where I live, we didn't actually have Toonami or Cartoon Network. We didn't have such things, so we just lived with everything that we had. At the very beginning, because my country went into a war, we were really harmed and everything, we really had some kind of cables, and we didn't have any channel besides Turkish channels and German channels. And there was a German channel that actually showed Godzilla. I think you guys know who Godzilla is. That was my first love, quote unquote, and that is what I loved to watch. And of course Godzilla aired every Friday. So yeah, after that we got some different cables that had our own channels, so with our language. We had that, and of course there were some kids shows. So that is where I tune in the very first day I get it, so it was really weird. And the first thing on my screen is Dragon Ball Z. And I really liked how characters looked, and I remember it correctly because it was the fight, actually the time when Goku joins the fight against Nappa. It was that episode, and of course it was the famous, it's over 9,000 there, but it was on my own language, so it was dubbed. I found that and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. But one thing that I have to clear up is that I was always the one to initiate my friends to watch some shows, and of course I told them Godzilla is not like they didn't really like, but not something that they fell in love with. But this time it was different. I watched the first episode, I went out with them to play soccer, football, however you say it. We went to play, and then when we stopped I was like, hey guys, you know this channel, it was called Bang Bang, this was the name. This channel is actually showing this good show, and they have translated it differently, but still it just made sense. The translation was pretty accurate. So I showed it to them and they were like, okay, I like it, because Dragon Ball was airing twice. At first it was in the morning, and then you had the replay of that during the night. So I watched the episode, I went out, and then I looked at the guide and it said that it is going to air again tonight. So we all went home at night and we all watched it again, and then we went out to talk about it, and actually everyone liked it. They were like something new, something fresh. It wasn't some kind of Superman, because we had been exposed more to the DC or Marvel comics than to the anime. Pretty much Dragon Ball Z was the first anime airing here as far as I know. Yes, it became bigger and bigger. They started then with Naruto, Rurouni Kenshin. It was called Samurai X here, but still we had such. But it was Dragon Ball who started that trend. So we all kind of watched Dragon Ball, we were talking about it, and basically we continued watching it every single day. But one interesting thing was that when Dragon Ball finished, it didn't actually cover the Future Trunks arc or Android's arc, Cell arc, nothing. The moment that Planet Namek exploded, it ended here. So for the first time, all what we knew is that Goku died and everything ended there. We didn't know that the show continues. And one other thing that I want to point out is that internet wasn't such a big deal here. Barely anyone would go and look at the internet, and of course we were just kids. So that really tells you that our knowledge about the show, about everything else, is just very low. Yes, it ended there. A year after, or actually around 6 months after, Dragon Ball Z starts again, and this time they give us a promo. I tried to look through the internet, I couldn't find it, but basically it had a Mecha Frieza and Trunks there, and I didn't understand whatever is going on. So I was like, okay, it is starting again. I really thought that they would continue with another story, but no, it starts again. And I realized that they still play with Goku joining the battle. So basically, I never ever saw Raditz on my own language or dub. We never got that part. It straight jumped off to Goku versus Nappa. That is where everything started for us. And it was always this way. They never fixed that, they never showed it. And Dragon Ball had kept airing after every year. It would finish and they would start again and we never got Raditz. But still, let's just continue. So all what I knew is that Goku vs Nappa is the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. So I kept watching it. We reached Planet Namek exploding, and this time we would get the Garlic Jr. arc. We got that, and it once again stopped airing. But this time, they still showed the promo and actually gave a date that after 2 weeks, Dragon Ball continues with Goku's battle. I remember exactly that this is what they said. So I was like waiting for it. Dragon Ball started again, and it actually started, of course, with the future Trunks showing up, another Super Saiyan, and it never ended. So basically we got that, and we got it up to the Buu arc. Buu arc ended, we got the ending of Z, and that was it. Dragon Ball GT never aired. But still, it was all cool. I was so into love with this anime that I would watch it twice a day, always. The first time that it would air, I would always be late for school. And that is the thing, when you're a child, you're kinda embarrassed, so it was really, really tough to deal with it. But still, I would sacrifice, actually, I would die to join in, all red. My face would have been all red, but still, I joined the class and everything. And after the class was done, actually an hour after, something like that, Dragon Ball would have once again an episode. The same episode, basically. They would just replay the same episode for people who missed it. So I would run from my school to my house in order to eat, be clean, and everything in order to watch it, because my parents would not let me watch it otherwise. And I am the only child. I don't have a brother, I don't have a sister, I'm just alone. So it was really tough to deal with such things, because literally I had no support whatsoever. If I don't do such things, I'm not watching TV. So I do them. Every time I would run, I would clean myself, I would eat, and now it's time to watch Dragon Ball. This would have been my life for so many years. And then, growing up a little bit, I think I was 9 years old or 10, something like that, and I came up with an idea. Draw Dragon Ball characters and actually sell them. So Dragon Ball was still a hit. I would tell everyone in my school about it, people that I knew. Dragon Ball became a big thing, everyone was talking about it. Basically, everyone fell in love with this anime, or this show. So I was like, okay, let me get advantage of this. So I would draw them and sell my pieces of drawing. It depends on how much effort I would put, but still, of course, I wouldn't get too much money out of it, but still, it was very, very good experience. I started doing it, I had some of my friends join in, so we would have more, so we started selling, and for my luck, I really knew some rich guys who were dying for this, so they would come to me every single day looking for new drawings. So I just did that, but still that thing kinda went off, and actually growing up a little bit, my friends and everyone would lean away from Dragon Ball. For them, it just became kids show, they have grown up, quote unquote, and they don't want to watch it anymore. So I was immediately left alone with this show. Because, let's face it, doesn't matter how many years I had, like 2 or 3, to talk with my friends all about this, now it was over. And I did not enjoy that. Everyone still knew that I was Dragon Ball, and kids, of course, my friends would start to pick up on me about it. Basically, you still watch it, you know how bullies work. But I'm not that kind of person to really let bullies go that easily. So I didn't just shake my head off and look what they are doing, but I actually worked into that, and I got into many fights because of this show. And it wasn't cool because sometimes others would team up on me and basically kick me around. I want to be honest, but still I always did stand up for myself. And at some point people started to get scared that they would get into a fight with me if they talked about it, or started to mock me that I still watch Dragon Ball. So that really did stop. So my suggestions from this is, guys, do not accept to get bullied. Do not go home crying, but actually stand up for yourself and fight. And this is what I learned from one of my cousins, because my father is really soft of a person if it comes to the other people. Yes, he was pretty tough with me, but still he's kind of soft, so he never taught me such stuff. But I had one cousin who actually took care of me, told me what I should do versus bullies, and I basically did that and I got myself free. But still, despite being that, I was still alone. Nobody wanted to talk about Dragon Ball, nobody really cared about Dragon Ball, and I really wanted to find people to talk about it, but I never did. And then, of course, internet was becoming bigger and bigger thing, so I would join and look what people see on the internet. Most likely, I'm not really sure what was the website name, I can't really remember it, but people would put the Dragon Ball drawings there and I would stay there all the time. And I don't really know why I don't remember that website. It's really weird, given to the fact that I remember everything else but that website. And I really want to find that website if I can. So if you guys know these types of old websites that people put their drawings on, then let me know. So I would find it, so the internet was becoming bigger and bigger thing. And of course, YouTube was a thing. Of course, I would watch AMVs, but there was something that I found. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I knew that Super Saiyan 1 was a thing, Super Saiyan 2 was a thing, Super Saiyan 3 was a thing, but I never knew that Super Saiyan 4 was a thing. So I looked it up on YouTube and I would have Goku versus Baby fight everywhere. And it started becoming my jam, I would watch it a lot. And I would start to show it to my friends who actually got interested once again because it was a new story. It wasn't anymore boring for them. Even though they never talked about it in public with the others when many groups would be together, here we would just talk individually. Privately, basically. So we would talk about it, we would go to the internet cafes, so all of us watch it, and it was really fun time, and actually drawings came back. And now it was time for Dragon Ball GT drawings. But still, I didn't know that Dragon Ball GT was actually a Dragon Ball series. I didn't know about that. I just thought that there were some fan-made type of fights, and still, because as you guys know, I actually saw Reddit, everything. I started playing the games because, guys, I come from a very poor country, I might say. Basically, money is not the best thing here, so you wouldn't really have too many Dragon Ball games here. So Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 2 was actually the first game introduced, so all of us would play, and it is there where I found out about Reddit. Then, when I started to look up for it, I found a website. I don't think it was Kiss Anime. I'm not really sure which website that was showing this. And that is not good because I'm doing a story time and I can't even remember. It should have been something like Kiss Anime, something like that. I know that definitely it was illegal. That is one thing. And I actually found Dragon Ball in English. And I would watch it from the beginning to the end. I watched it again, and keep in mind that I still didn't know English at this point. So I would just watch it for the sake of watching it and understanding one thing or two. But playing games, watching them, I started to learn English more and more, so I would understand it more and more. And I came to the point where I understood everything there. So basically, Dragon Ball actually helped me learn English, at least how to understand and how to speak. Not speak properly, because I still don't speak properly, and I apologize for it, guys, but still I'm trying to improve. But it helped me. This is what I know, that Dragon Ball really helped me a lot. And especially when I was stressed. So having internet, I was stressed out as a kid, the grades weren't perfect, my parents had high expectations of me, and literally I would get really sad, I wouldn't take the best possible grade, so I would come home, go to my PC and just basically play a Dragon Ball episode, play a Dragon Ball fight, something like that, and just watch it. I would literally stand there, watch it, while my parents would talk to me and actually really bothering me. I really didn't care, I couldn't say anything, so I was just watching there and not really bothering myself with what they are saying. Which is not a good thing, because later on, growing up, I did realize that what they were saying was actually right. But still, Dragon Ball was such an important thing for me that I never even saw my life without it. And that is the thing that is actual for me even today. I still watch Dragon Ball all the time. Every single day of my life I have something of Dragon Ball with me. Let it be an episode, let it be a fight, something like that. I just keep watching it because that is Dragon Ball for me. It has been my life. And I wanna now just tell you some of my emotional parts where I actually cried as a child with Dragon Ball. I don't really cry anymore, but still they are very nostalgic for me. One of them is when Planet Namek explodes. Basically, Goku is my all-time favorite character, and there is no denying about it. If you watch my channel, you do know that I'm not biased towards Goku. But he is my favorite character, and he will always be, no matter what else show up. And I do acknowledge the fact that there are better animes than Dragon Ball. I have watched better animes than Dragon Ball, but not a single anime really did stick to my heart like Dragon Ball does. I do have many favorite animes, I might say, but still, Dragon Ball still stands first for me, and that is why I talk about it on this channel. So now let me just tell you. So as I was saying, Planet Namek explodes. And basically all what I knew, as I said back there, if you watched the video up until this point, I said that Dragon Ball ended there. So basically seeing Planet Namek destroyed and Goku basically being like ah, and all of that stuff really did break my heart. It shattered it to pieces. My hero was actually dying. I didn't care that it was an anime character. Goku was my hero and he was dying. That is what was important for me, and I really could not believe the fact that Goku actually dies. So that is why I was really excited when they had the promo that Goku is still having more battles. So I was like, okay, Goku didn't die, and all of this stuff. So that is why I waited for it again. I enjoyed every minute of it. And seeing Goku coming back with his Yodrat costume and on the sand spot, basically, it was such an emotional time, and I didn't really cry, even though I was always close to crying. I never cried, but I was always close to crying by seeing how Goku came back. But still, the show didn't really put that much effort into making it so emotional, and I guess that is the thing. So, because when Goku died, there was a really sad music playing, so it was very hard. And one thing that I should have said before, it is that we didn't actually get that Dragon Ball Z that people on Toonami got when it wasn't really that gory, it was toned down. We didn't get that, we get full gory and everything. So it was special about me, because I really do enjoy when Dragon Ball is gory. And I hope that Dragon Ball Super implement that at some point, which I really doubt. But still, let me go to the main point. So that was it. They showed the fillers, Goku trying to get that car license, everything they were preparing for the android, and it came with Goku's heart attack. I wasn't really that worried there. I don't know why. I still blame the show because they didn't really push it that much for us, the fans. It is Dragon Ball at the end of the day. They don't really do such stuff. Vegeta showed up. I love Vegeta. When he goes like, an android's experience fear. It was basically translated the same way here. So it was amazing for me. It really, really, really was amazing. I did enjoy Vegeta's character. I know that he was Goku's rival. And as a child, you don't really like your favorite character's rival. But I really did like Vegeta. There was something about Vegeta that really did stick with me. But now let's continue. Everything on the Android arc plans out how it plans out, but I cried one more time and I still have that as my best Dragon Ball memory ever. You might think that Goku sacrificed himself for Earth. That yes, but not the exact one. It is when Goku wakes up from his heart problem. Basically, seeing Goku struggle that much really did break my heart, did shatter it. But when Goku woke up and you see him throwing that Kamehameha down and Chi-Chi sees him, so basically Chi-Chi's reaction is mine. I basically lived that moment the same way that Chi-Chi did. And I was tearing up, but they were happy tears. I was like, Goku is back, because keep in mind, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, okay, he didn't die there, but he's dying here. So I didn't really understand whatever was going on. It was very hard to process. So that was something that really made me happy, but tear me up. And actually, my dad would pick up on me because I was crying there. He was like, oh, you're crying with a cartoon, blah, 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 blah. You know, he liked to do such stuff with me. But still, he didn't push it that much. But still, you know, I know it's not that something to be proud of that I really cried from that. But it was very emotional for me, and I'm being really honest here. So, let's just move on. And the last time that I actually cried with the show was the one that I mentioned before, Goku sacrificing himself for the Earth, and basically that Gohan's mistake and everything like that. So my life with Dragon Ball has always been Dragon Ball. Always. So since I found it out that Dragon Ball was a thing, and up until this day, I have always been a Dragon Ball fan, Dragon Ball fanatic. And of course, one more thing that I want to tell you, that when Dragon Ball was airing here, we didn't actually have the DVDs. We actually still had the VHS. I hope I said that right. I hope you guys understand it. So we had sell them, and if you guys remember, if any of you are old enough for that, you could record it. So basically, I would record Dragon Ball. I still have the tapes there, and I really want to put them on one day and just literally watch them and see if actually it could somehow be possible to record that and actually show it to you guys how the dub was, because I want to be honest, the dub was fantastic. Yes, there were some line changes. They really did change the lines. I'm sorry about this. They really did change the lines, but never really that much. That didn't take it out of context. So I didn't see Goku first as the Superman-alike character, but I actually saw Goku as the Goku in the Japanese. And of course, then I watched the Dragon Ball in Japanese because I was getting more and more interested, and I really wanted to know about this show, just like I want to know about it nowadays. So guys, that is why I have this channel in the first place, because yeah, this pushes me to actually find more stuff about Dragon Ball, and actually, if people watch it, they can learn about it too. I haven't been doing such type of videos in quite some time, but as you guys know, Dragon Ball Super is quite a hit now, so it's very hard to cover Z and Super at the at the same time. So I'm kinda waiting for Super to finish this Tournament of Power arc, so we will talk more and more about Dragon Ball Z, so stay tuned about that. So guys, this was my story. I made money out of Dragon Ball, I got bullied out of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball saved me from many bad occasions. Literally, Dragon Ball had every single possible impact on me that a show should have. I love the show, and if one day I will become a father, I know one thing, that I'm going to watch the show with my children. I'm of course not going to push it to them, I will try and take them to watch it, and if they really enjoy it, I would die, and hopefully my wife is gonna watch it too. We never know, but I love the show is my life. So that was my story, guys. Let me know yours in the comments down below, because I really wanna know, what was your story about Dragon Ball? Did we have something similar? What was really different? Did you struggle as much as I did? I didn't really show my struggles in an emotional way, but still, kids picking up on me every single day was very hard, having fights almost every single day, and my parents didn't really stick up for me, but they actually blamed me for most of these fights, so that was not good, and they were like, yes, you should move on from Dragon Ball 2, this is a kids show. I always had that. I don't have it anymore. And I don't understand why, but I think they have made peace with the fact that I'm always going to be a Dragon Ball fan. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel with notifications enabled, and see you in the next video. Bye.